All right, so I'm out here repping for Captain America, just fresh out of seeing Brave New World, and we got to talk about this one. This was a decent Marvel film. I won't lie to you, but I'm not gonna say it was on the level of Winter Soldier because it was not. But it wasn't trash either. Like this movie was just a solid Marvel film. I'm gonna say this was a more politically based film, kind of like you know what it felt like? It felt like Manchurian Candidate or Clear and Present Danger, stuff like that. You know, it's here with Jack Ryan, and that's a lot of what the themes were. Now, with it being called Brave New World, and if you've heard of Aldous Huxley and his book Brave New World, then you would kind of think that this was a lot of conspiracy-based stuff in this because of how serious Brave New World, especially that literature, is to like the conspiracy world and things that's going on with the elites and all that. And they don't really touch on stuff like that in this movie. This is really just a broad overview, but what they do touch on is they do have little nuggets of different conspiracies I feel blended into the story. This was a good story, a solid story having to do with Sam Wilson, Isaiah Bradley, and what's going on. He's dealing with a lot of emotions about him being Captain America and what that entails. But it's not Winter Soldier. And I think if you go into it expecting it to be that level, you're going to get disappointed. But it's still not a bad film. Now, I will say this, Sam Wilson, because he don't have no powers, we need to get this brother some kind of powers or something. Like, that's all I'm saying, because he's barely getting through without these powers, and he got a lot more responsibility on him as Captain America. Bro need to beef up or something. Like, I understand he got the technology and the suits and all that stuff. I mean, they showcased a lot of that in the film, and you know, his fight scenes were still crisp. It didn't look phony or anything like that. But we need to get Sam Wilson some powers, bro. We got to get him some powers. It had just the right amount of humor. I think the writing was pretty decent. But this film, being 2 hours, I felt like this was the film to progress the MCU forward when a few different things, there were a few different ideas that were touched on that haven't been touched on in previous films that we had questions about. I got a few more questions. And, you know, there's one post-credit scene, so just remember that. I really enjoyed Harrison Ford, just seeing him in Marvel, and he played Thaddeus Ross perfectly. Red Hulk, not gonna say it was perfect the way they handled it, but it wasn't bad either. So overall, I definitely enjoyed the film. Like I said, it was like a solid 7. So what do you think? Is Captain America Brave New World on your watch list? I want to know.